Hello and welcome to Power Breakfast on Investonomics, an initiative by ICICI Direct. Joining us today is a very special guest, Sunil Chirodia, Chairman and Managing Director of Rajratan Global Wires. Rajratan Global Wires is a bead wire manufacturer, a component that goes into manufacturing tires. The company has market share of around 50% and has posted the strongest ever volumes in the first quarter of this year. The stock, of course, is another story to tell altogether, skyrocketed over 500% in the last 1 year, and the future looks bright to say the least. Sunil, thank you very much for joining us on the show today. Sunil, I want to start with your first quarter earnings. You've delivered the highest ever sales growth this quarter. What is capacity utilization at, and what target do you have for volume growth for the rest of the year? Will this run rate continue? And break that down for us between India and Thailand, because I know that's a very important market for you.
Yeah. So thank you, Sabina, for giving me this opportunity to talk to you today morning. If you know, Rajratan has expanded capacity 2 years back. Okay, in 2019-20, we expanded. We doubled our capacity in India. Okay, and then 1 year went into Corona, so that was a problem here. Beginning of this year, also it was a second wave of Corona, and there were lockdowns in selected parts of the country. Shops were closed, markets were closed. So it was not a very ideal situation. In spite of that, we have been able to grow the business. We have clocked good numbers. Okay. And the capacity utilization, including the expanded capacity, is close to 85-90%. Okay.
Right.
We are fortunate that there is a very good demand from customers. For certain reasons, China has created a global problem for supply chain of many businesses. It has created the similar problem for our customers. They are not supplying enough quantity out of China. On top of it, there is a logistic problem. Okay, containers are not available. Shipping costs have gone very high. And so we are able to supply good quantities, bigger market share to all our customers. And between India and Thailand, we had expanded capacity from 35 to 40,000 tons in Thailand, and there also the utilization is close to 90-95%. Okay. A similar situation in Thailand, where customers are not able to import from China or other countries. So the domestic market, where we had about 20% market share, is now quickly gone up to 30%.
Wow.
And we are busy there also. So good time for Rajratan. Yeah.
In fact, you talked about growing your market share at 30%. I remember last year, there was a 10% increase you were working with. Of course, I don't think even you anticipated for it to happen so quickly. So obviously, China's loss is seeming to be India's gain, a big sort of positive for Rajratan as well. Would it be fair to assume that the run rate is only going to improve going ahead? Because while there is a looming third wave locally, no big restrictions are expected. So you think you could outdo the 20,000 tons that you've done in this quarter to maybe 20-30% increase going ahead in the next few quarters?
Yeah, definitely. We will beat the numbers of first quarter, because as I told you, first quarter was not full-fledged working. There were lockdowns in certain parts. There were problems in Thailand also. So both in India and Thailand will do better than quarter one in top line and numbers also.
So internally, what is the expectation you've set out for yourself and the company for the year in terms of volume growth?
We'll be doing about 55 to 60,000 tons of volume in India. Okay, as against 42,000 tons we did last year.
Okay.
And against a volume of 29,000 tons, we'll be doing 35, 36,000 tons. in Thailand. So both the places, the volume growth will be minimum 25 to 30%.
Oh, that's fantastic. So 25 to 30% is the kind of growth that you're targeting for this year in India and Thailand. I want to talk to you about your margins because they've also come out extremely strong, around 20% for this quarter, right? Is this also sustainable, Sunil? I mean, we've seen an increase in steel prices. I know you have the ability and you are in a sweet spot. We can pass on the price hike to the end consumer. But how is that picture playing out for the rest of the year? Could we expect an uptick on margins? Because gradually we've seen that quarter on quarter, year on year, you've managed to post better margins every time.
Yeah. So, the margins are coming from two factors. One, we are utilizing a higher capacity. As I told you in the beginning, we have increased the capacity.
Mhm.
So higher utilization of capacity reduces our cost of production. Okay, all our fixed overheads are divided over a larger tonnage, which
Right.
gives us better margin. And because the market demand is very good, we are able to easily pass on the price increases. Okay, so any price increase in steel, we are able to pass on to the customers. And if you are tracking tire companies, they are all growing and they need a good supplier. Bead wire is a very difficult product to make. So we have emerged as a preferred supplier of bead wire to all the tire companies, and we are getting better business from them.
Right. So you mentioned that you are working very closely with most of the tire companies. So be it an Apollo, a SEAT, all the leaders are your clients currently, and you own about 50% of the market share in India and 30% in Thailand. And of course, I'm assuming a lot of these are long-term contracts that get signed with these automakers or tire makers. Going ahead, are you looking to onboard any new clients, any sort of new client additions that has happened? And also, what is the focus on market share? What are you looking to increase that in India? Because like you said, you have such good relationships with the existing clientele that you hold, right?
Yeah, so, I would not like to comment on the market share, but yes, I can tell you we have major market share with all the customers, and which is growing, which will grow further because, as far as new clients addition is concerned, we are approved with all the tire companies, okay, except the new tire companies like Michelin, where we are under the approval process. And as I told you earlier question, this is a difficult product and approval takes a few years before we become a regular supplier. So we are working with Michelin for last 1 year. And to my understanding, it will take minimum 2 more years to become their regular supplier in their new facility, which is coming up in Chennai.
Right.
Apart from that, there are few more foreign companies who are coming to India, and we are in contact with all of them. We have submitted our samples, and fortunately, Rajratan is the chosen supplier for approval with all these companies.
I looked at your presentation. You indicated that you're looking to add some more geographies and expand aggressively in the US and Europe. Give me a timeline of that. And also, what are your current exports at and what are you looking to build that up to over the next 3 to 4 months or the next couple of quarters this year?
Yeah, so, this China story has given China plus one,
Yeah.
What is happening in the world has given us opportunity to export also. And fortunately, we are sitting in a place, India is a place where raw material is cheapest, okay, compared to Chinese steel, Indian steel today is cheaper, okay. And so there is an export opportunity to advanced countries like Europe, America also. We are getting good inquiries. Unfortunately, we don't have enough capacity to supply to them. Okay, we are committed to supply regularly to our Indian customers. But yes, we have started little bit of export. And to further increase that business or to grow in the export market, we are investing in a new greenfield facility in Chennai. Okay, we have mentioned in our presentation about it. So we are aggressively working on that, and that being a port location, will be viable to export from there.
So, Sunil, what does exports currently stand at? What percentage
Uh,
of
no,
volumes
we
exported?
were exporting majorly from Thailand.
Thailand,
Okay,
correct.
we were doing 50% export from Thailand. Of the total volume, 50% was local consumption, 50% was export.
Okay.
But the pandemic has changed a lot of things. So now the domestic is more than 50%, it is 65%.
Right.
And we don't have enough quantities in Thailand also to export. Okay, we used to export from Thailand to India also, which is also zero now because of the high logistic cost, and there is more opportunity in Thailand. But as we are increasing capacity in Thailand also from 40,000 to 60,000 tons, I think we'll be able to cater to the demand from US and Europe also.
Sunil, it's a good problem to have, right? When there is demand and supply
Yeah,
is catching
good
up.
problem to have, but I don't like customers, chasing
Yeah.
us for quantities, which is not
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
Yes.
we
In
should be
terms of Thailand capacity expansion, when you're looking to increase that, what is the timeline? When can we expect that new
no,
capacity?
the work is on. It is work in progress, and we should be completing all the investment by end of this year. So
Right.
it will be up and ready for supplies beginning of the next financial year.
Right. So we could expect a bump up about 20 to 30% fair to assume in terms of top line. And a large part of it could come from exports, which will be out of
Yeah.
Thailand, right?
Yes.
What
Yes.
about the Greenfield project in Chennai? You alluded to that earlier. Just a quick update on what's happening there, the investments you're making, timeline, how much more production can be coming online from your end?
With our expanded capacity in Pithampur plant, which is the mother plant, is 60,000 tons of wheat wire. Thailand will become 60,000. And we have announced a 60,000 tons capacity in Chennai, okay, which will be closer to customers. All the tire companies are concentrated in South India. So we'll be closer to customers, and this being a port-based location, very viable for export. Okay, so Rajratan will become a company with 3 locations of 60,000 tons each.
Right.
Indore, Thailand, and Chennai. And all this will take a total 3 years. Now, coming specifically to Chennai, the developments there, we have identified land. Land was offered to us. We are looking for some clarifications from the SIPCOT and Tamil Nadu government. So probably we should take possession of land early October, okay, and start the work by end of October. We should do the breaking ceremony sometime in October end, and it will take 1 year to roll out the first coil from that plant, okay, and then ramp up the capacity in another 1 year. So maximum 2 years time from October. That is our plan, and that is how we have planned the investment. The total investment in Thailand would be close to 300 crores but that 300 crores will be required in next 4-5 years. So to begin with, we can start all the capacity utilization by investing 250-300 crores. Yes.
Right. So assuming that all these plans are on track and timelines are met, in 3 years from now, you'll be in a position to then expand your export market to the US, to Europe, and also supply a lot more to the Indian market, right?
Yes.
I also want to talk to you another of where you've indicated you're looking to improve your product mix and sort of increasing production of those thicker bead wires, which are used in truck, bus, radial tires, right? What is the percentage that you're doing right now in terms of top line in this segment? And what are you looking to increase that to? And also you indicated that margins are better in that business. So what are those margins like?
Radialization in India is still not complete, okay, especially in truck bus tire segment.
Right.
The truck and bus tires are still bias tires, as against 90-95% tires in Europe and America are radial tires. even for heavy vehicles. In India, it is happening. Okay, so we have been told by our customers that India is also progressing on radialization, and as more and more radial tires are made, there will be bigger requirement of wire for those tires,
Right.
which are thicker wires with a very different quality requirement of high tensile wire with thicker sizes. Rajratan is in the forefront of that business. We have been making those kind of wires for last 20 years, but the volumes have now grown substantially. Currently, it is about 30% of our total sales, which ultimately has to go to 50%.
And when can we expect that, Sunil? What is the kind of time?
It is again how Indian roads are developed. As the road condition in India improves, the truckers will be comfortable buying an expensive tire.
And we have enough supply to support it if the demand
we have enough. We are planning our capacities accordingly.
Right. And Sunil, what are the margins in this business? I mean, I know your blended margins stand at 20%, but just break it down for me just for the sake of understanding.
No, because it's not a big difference in the margin. It is that it takes less working. Okay. So that product is requiring not as much as working on the product as it is required for other wires.
And this will largely be for the domestic market, right?
No, domestic, export both. We are doing export of those products also.
And Raj and Sunil, fair to assume that this 20% blended margins is going to be sustainable for the rest of the year, or can we expect a further uptick?
I would not like to commit any uptake, but yes, we will be definitely able to maintain that.
It's very rare that we are talking to a company where there's an upside risk, right? But okay, so we will maintain it at best at 20% is what you feel.
Yes. Yes.
Right. Also, you talked about the expansion plans and the kind of investments you're looking at. I mean, the company balance sheet is extremely healthy, right? Your debt equity ratio is 0.58, well below 1, very comfortable. And it's also reflective of how well the stock has been doing. Are you tempted to raise money? Or I know I've heard you say a bunch of times that you're looking at funding this from internal accruals, but just for the sake of viewers, any sort of fundraising plans, QIPs, I'm sure you've been approached by a lot of investors in the last 1-2 years. How are you dealing with all that? What are the plans?
As an investor in the company, I would not like to dilute at this stage when the company is doing so well. There is one reason. I would not like to dilute my holding in the company, my family's holding. Number two, there is no need. There is, because our cash flows are healthy, which are enough to support this expansion.
Yeah.
And if required, we'll raise a little bit of debt. Okay. But that too within a framework. We will be very conservative in raising debt also and raising equity also. So unless we do something very big, something substantially big, we are not looking at diluting or even raising huge debt. So shareholders can be rest assured we'll be a financially disciplined company.
Right. So I think it's fair to assume that in the next couple of quarters, at least, there are no big debt raising plans either, because if you need 300 crores over the next 2 to 3 years, I'm assuming a balance sheet will not be pressurized at all, right?
Yeah, but debt, little bit of debt, which is also at a very competitive price. Our debt cost in India is below 7%. And our debt cost in Thailand is below 5%.
Yeah.
So we can always raise little bit of debt because top line is also growing. We need more working capital. We are expanding. So for bridging the gap between the cash flow, between the spending for capex and availability of funds, we can always avail loans, and good banks are ready to give us on a short notice.
Like you said, rates in Thailand are so much more competitive, so you might be better off actually picking up debt there if needed at a later stage.
For expansion in Thailand, yes.
Right. Also, just to wrap this conversation up, I'm just going to quickly have very pointed sort of takeaways from you. In terms of revenue growth, 30 to 35% is what you're working with for the year on last year?
Yes.
And an increase of market share, what percentage are you sort of focusing on? Thailand has been achieved at
Sorry, no comments on market share, but yes, substantial market share also.
Right. And of course, with the 20,000 tons that you run the first quarter, it should be on the uptick. Very lastly, I know a few years ago it was 10,000 rupees per ton EBITDA. That's coming at 18,000 rupees per ton. This also will be sustainable, right? I'm assuming if you just do the simple math.
I don't see any immediate reason that it will go down.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Great. And the commentary from most of your buyers, manufacturers, I know the tire company, automakers are now coming out of a lull and there's very efficient capacity utilization, but that looks promising. No halls, festive season also is around the corner.
No, I have not seen any reduction in demand, not even indicated. Yes, of course, one or the other plant of a company can run at a lower capacity utilization, but overall the Indian market will keep growing. They are indicating 8 to 10% growth in the Indian tire business year on year. That is the
Sunil, because I think you've got 70% of the replacement market as well, right?
Your tires are 70% of the tire goes for replacement market.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, well, it all looks very promising. Anything else, Sunil, you want to tell our viewers that I've not already touched upon? We've covered most of it, but just anything else?
I think keep watching, Rajratan. Okay.
Well, good luck. Good luck, Sunil. Great talking to you today. The stock, of course, like I said, is up over 500% this year, and there seem to be no breaks coming your way. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you, Samina, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.